Hey guys, welcome back to Advanced Bass Fishing, and appreciate you guys swinging by the channel for the video today. We're going to dive into the whole topic of how good a bass can smell today, and if you need to use scent on your lures or if it's a waste of money, just to sort of have a good general discussion. And here's the thing about it, it's like the only way that I can talk on this is from my own personal experience. So I'm going to go through the years of my experiences with and without using scent, sort of give you my analysis of it and talk a little bit about that. So hope you guys can benefit from all the years that I've spent experimenting with this. I'm also, guys, a couple quick things to remind you. You probably heard me talking about it, but Cast King's got that sale going this month on their ALTI baitcast reel, guys. This is like one of the first reels I've ever used. It's basically backlash free because of this new Halo Vortex braking system they have on it. 11 ball bearings, all titanium spool, super smooth, light, built for stout. If you use my promo code Randy10, you get an additional discount on the reel. It brings it down under $200. So I'll have that Cast King link in the description. And also, guys, Solar Bat has got a new sale going this month on my Signature Series glasses, my RB2s and 3s. If you buy a pair of them this month, you get an additional free pair of sunglasses. They're impact free. I think it's called the PC1, but they're basically impact resistant glasses free with the purchase of mine here. So I'll have the Solar Bat link in the description of the video. These are the RB2s right here. So appreciate you guys putting up with the plugs there. Okay, guys, we've talked a little bit about scent in the past, but I want to dive into this a little deeper in today's video. I've been aware of the fact that it only makes sense to me that bass can smell good, really good. And how I've really determined this is from fishing guides that use live bait versus fishing guides that don't. Now, there is a lot of bass fishing guides down at Table Rock Lake, and what they do down there, a lot of them fish with live night crawlers and live crawdads for bass, because the spotted bass down there at Table Rock suspend a lot, and you can drop a live night crawler down there or crawdad and they bite it every time. But if you go down there, let's say for example you're on a school of fish that are suspended 30 foot down over some trees or something, you can drop a live night crawler down there that doesn't really look very good. It could be all gobbed up on a hook or something, or a crawdad, and they munch it as soon as it gets down there. And then you can take a really cool looking finesse worm, like a natural looking finesse worm that's got a bunch of action that's shaken, or a crawdad, resembling lure like that Megabass sleeper craw, or there's a lot of baits out there that look exactly like a crawdad. You can drop it down there and they'll never bite the thing. So why is that? It's like if something looks exactly the same as something that's alive in the water, exactly, what is it that keeps the fish from biting it or not? So it's got to be scent. Now, I have heard studies on this that they say bass have 10 times the smell of a dog, which is hard to believe because a dog has such unbelievable smell, but they say that they can smell unbelievable. That is, I don't know how they determine that, if it's speculation or what, but nevertheless, personally, I think it's got a huge impact on it. Now, I used to make my own scent back when I was in high school. I'd make it out of anise oil and, some type of, put some type of scent in there like garlic oil just to cover up the human scent. I always thought, it was my belief, that human scent repelled the bass. Now, as I got older and I started thinking about it, I don't know if that's true or not, because how does a bass know what a human smells like to begin with? The main thing about it is I think it's got to be something that stimulates some type of olfactory senses in a bass in order for something to work. And there has been tons of different scents out there that have come along. And for years, one of the things that I have noticed that I've used a garlic flavored scent, like fish formula and different things. I've noticed a different in garlic flavored scent, and I don't want this to sound like a commercial, guys, but I can tell you this right here, the Baitpop. This stuff has got like amino acids in it. It's got real fish in it. It's got different flavors and colors. And ever since I started using this stuff about 6 months ago, I have noticed a definite increase when I put it on as far as the number of bites that I get. Again, I don't want this to sound like a plug because I have talked about a bunch of different type of scents over the years, but this is the one that stands out above anything else. The other one, and I'll just be honest with you, I've had good success with like that Bang garlic. That Bang garlic, I've got a lot of I've noticed the difference with that. but it can't compare to this Baitpop here. Also, guys, this Baitpop link, I'll put it in my Tackle Warehouse link in the video description. Again, they got a bunch of flavors and colors on it. So here's why I use it. Okay, first of all, the Baitpop, you just put some on your finger like that. Stays on for a long time, and I rub it into my soft plastics. Now, you can put it on anything. You can put it on a hard bait or a swim bait or whatever, but here's why I use it. Okay, like I got this jig here, and you got this jig that, you know, you pitch your jig out there, the big jig comes down and it lands on the bottom of the lake like that. When that jig or that Texas rig or that shaky head or the Ned rig or whatever, when that bait hits the bottom, bass can hear that from a long way away. So let's say, for example, my jig hits the bottom, the water visibility is 3 feet or something, and there's a bass 30 or 40 foot away from it. I can promise you the bass can hear that sound of that jig hitting the bottom. So that bass swims over to this jig like that and it looks at the thing. And it's not, 9 times out of 10, it's not gonna swim over there and just grab it like that. I've seen them do this before, it's how I know. They swim over there like this and they look at it and they'll study at it and they'll freeze on it just like that, and they'll go up and they'll go down and then they swim around and look at it like that. Their nose is literally that far away from that bait. So if you have scent on it, like the Baitpop or whatever, versus just a piece of plastic there, when their nose is that far away from it, if there's something in there, like, you know, whether it be the amino acids or real fish, they are a lot. It's only logical, and the common sense says that if it smells like that, they're a lot apt to bite the thing versus if it just smells like a piece of plastic or it doesn't smell like anything, because anything alive in the water it's gonna have some type of a scent. I mean, a crawdad, a shad, you know, a minnow, whatever, is going to smell a little bit. Now they may not be able to decipher exactly what that is, but if they go down on an object like that and it doesn't smell like anything, maybe that'll keep them from biting it. So from my perspective, what I have seen in this from using scent in general, and especially with the Baitpop for sure, is that, let's say, for example, I go fishing and if I get 30 bites flipping a jig or throwing a worm or casting a shaky head, if I get 30 bites in a day or 20 bites or whatever, 20 bites in a day on a worm or jig, without scent, if I use scent religiously, like if I put scent on every 15 or 20 minutes throughout the day, I know that I'm going to catch probably 25 or 30. I'm going to catch at least 10% more bass. I've seen that. I've proven it to myself over and over again. And that's why in practice, like in a tournament in practice, I usually don't use scent in practice. I will occasionally, but not very often, but I always use it in the tournament. And I've noticed the increase in the number of bites I get once I start doing that. So it's just another one of those things, guys. It's not a magic bullet. It's not going to like change your world in bass fishing, but I can promise you, if you put scent on your bait, you are going to get more bites than if not using it. And like I said, out of all the ones I've used, this Baitpop is the best that I have seen. Followed up second by that Bang Garlic. But again, I'll put the Baitpop link in the description of this video and hope it helps you guys catch some good ones.